Hey all, this is Derek. This is just going to be a quick little video introducing quizzes, and so I think dependent on for this video I'm using Math 102 141 CoRec this quarter. So depending on what course you're in, the calendar will look different, but all of this information will be the same. But don't believe it when it gets down to the calendar. And then the other thing is depending on what class you're in, the number of quizzes may change from this video. This course has 10 chapters, so it has 10 quizzes. Some of the others have 8, so they'll have 8 quizzes. So anything, the quizzes are going to come with the same notes that are provided with the corresponding exam material, and you can see those notes in the intro to the review homeworks. And the review homeworks are what we're going to use to study for the quizzes and the exams. So with that much, let me head down to the calendar and show you where all that is. So the way the quizzes will work is like in this example, 1.4, which is the last section of chapter 1, closed on Sunday. The quiz would open on Monday and then be due the following. It'll open like a minute after this homework closes, and then it's due the following due date. So if the chapter closed on a Sunday, the quiz would be due on a Thursday. If the chapter closed on a Thursday, the quiz will be due on the Sunday, and it'll be open all the time in between there. And once the quiz is open, you'll be able to see it on the calendar, but that's why I have all these little purple calendar icons around, is so that you know when they're coming. But once it's open, it'll be visible. So in terms of the review homeworks, which is the other thing I wanted to show you down here, the review homeworks will always be all grouped together on the day before the exam is due. You'll know what's on the exam because of the reviews that are coming before it. So chapters 1, 2, and 3, and again, that's for this example. Your course may be different, but here you can see chapters 1, 2, and 3 are what's going to be on exam 1 for this course. If you open the chapter 1 review for this course, let me do the resume here. So the assignment, these reviews are only for review purpose. They are not, you do not have to do them like they're not for credit. They're completely optional. But what they are is this set of questions is the test bank that I'm using to make the quizzes and the exams from. So essentially this is all the stuff, this is kind of the short list of the stuff that I want you to be able to do heading into the quizzes and heading into the exams. If it's not on this review, it's not on the quizzes or the tests. So you have all the material and you just have to study it and be able to do it for the exams. I don't make these due because it may be something where like you do the first question and you're like, totally know that. Skip it then. Move to the next question. Do you totally know that? Yep. Nope. And the idea is not to give you a bunch of busy work. The idea is to give you a list of problems that you can look at to see where you need to study. A really good way to look through this thing instead of one question at a time, I'll show this one more time. Right there, I just clicked on, I'll go back to it for a second because I did that kind of quick. Where is it? Right here. I clicked on the print ready version. And so what that does is gives me something that is much more scannable, which is really nice, because you may look at this and go, yep, I know that, yep, I know that, yep, I know that, ooh, maybe I don't know this and I should stop here and give this one a try. But so that's kind of the point of the review homeworks, and then the point of the quizzes is to make sure that that worked out for you before you take the exam. So that's a bit on the quizzes and the reviews. This one, if you'll notice in this intro, there are no notes, which means that quiz doesn't come with notes. If I go to review 2, at least for this course, and I open that one, so here you can see it opened up with all these notes in the intro. And so that is what will be available to you when you're taking the quiz. And so when you, here's the intro instructions, and then what happens is when I go to the first question, those disappear. But if I want to bring them back, all I got to do is go back there to intro instructions, and then there's all those notes. So any notes, if you see notes with the Chapter 2 review, it will come with the Chapter 2 quiz, and it will come with Exam 1 for the Chapter 2 material, and it will come with the final. So that's how the notes work in terms of the quizzes and the exams, and that's what you'll be allowed to use. Okay, with all that, let me get back here to the little green announcement, finish going through these points. Only one attempt is allowed for a quiz, so you get to try it once and that's it. I think it has a 45-minute time limit. It will very likely not take you 45 minutes, but you have 45 minutes. I did go through the opening and closing dates, so I showed that already. I dropped the lowest quiz, so if you missed one or have a terrible one, don't worry about it. That's your drop. And then the other thing on these is 90% counts as full credit on a quiz. So the quizzes are all 20 points. So if you get 18, that's like getting 100%. And the reason is I don't go back and grade these. You get 2 tries per question, and you get it right or you get it wrong. Again, you can see all the questions that are going to be on there on the review. But these ones, they're just meant, they're worth 1% of your grade each. They're not high stakes. So they're really meant to make sure that you're ready for the exam that is much higher stakes. And the exams will be proctored, but the quizzes aren't. They're just you taking them on your own. And with that, you're welcome to use any of your own work. I won't know if you use other things, but that is not the intention of this. If we were in class, I would tell you you could use any of your notes, any of your own materials to complete the quiz. And then, sorry, let me go back to this 90% is full credit. And part of that is because typing is really hard, and so you'll maybe get a question right, but you'll miss points on it because you typed something wrong or glitched it in that way. So that kind of 10% is meant to cover those sort of issues. Plus, there's a drop quiz. So that's kind of how the quizzes work. I think I got everything I wanted to in there. Again, if a quiz doesn't go well for you, that should use that information for getting ready for the exam, because that's really the whole point of the quizzes, is so that you don't have a bad surprise when you get to the exam and not know the material as well as you think. I'll post another one of these videos for the exam with those instructions coming up when we get a little bit closer.